foam hand.
Yeah.
You had to have this, like, all this stuff.
Yeah.
You had to have the pom-poms.
Beer.
You had to have all this. And the beer. That was awesome. I got a beer.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Like,
good. I'm glad you got one.
Yeah, that was...
Well, I mean, I realize that a lot of what I'm doing on stage through this whole performance is ironically very sort of mindless, right? It's sort of like inane and ridiculous and bizarre.
We're talking about the mind, and not just the mind, but this is the mind on a higher level of like communicating with. And I was thinking having you on the show, I was thinking, well, it's the one thing that us awkward people really have problems with is this communication thing. Yeah. It's like, my mirror neurons are maybe not firing all of the...
They're not. That's what they've proven. Yeah, but they function on a different level. You have other systems that are more sophisticated than an NT's, and then I have systems that are, quote, more sophisticated than you. And I think really what it boils down to is that we just have different styles. And I think what's interesting about that is how we can have a relationship and we can relate to each other, and I understand you and you understand me, and when you're over explaining things that are awkward, it's like, I totally get it, Brian. I knew the backhanded compliment was actually a compliment, but it was just coming out in a funny way after the show or whatever. Like, I totally get all of those things. And maybe it's through the research I've done.
I have some people, like, some really bad misunderstandings lately, but
yeah,
with people that don't really know me, but still.
Right. I mean, maybe through what I've been researching through the past year, it kind of affords me a sort of broader sense of understanding, but...
And that gets back to this, asking you about this fascination, because you've done a lot of going into this, you've done a lot of research going... It's not like your typical art project.
No.
You've done a lot of, like, scientific reading papers and stuff.
Yeah.
How soon is the pizza coming?
As soon as it gets here.
Oh, that's a good answer.
How about that? It's coming. It's in the oven right now.
Oh, your work. Oh, by the way, pizza.
No, food is important. Yeah, I did do a lot of research. It was a different method.
I do the, if you, I don't think you've seen it. I always do I'll do this with the pizza too when it gets here. Here, viewers, you want a beer? Here, have some beer.
Oh, glug, glug, glug. Here, I'll put it on here. Here, viewer. Woo. Yeah, it was kind of like going back to school. You know, I really read scientific papers, and I went to see Rama lecture, and I was like very didactic.
What's your degree in?
Modern dance.
Modern dance, yeah, that's the
Actually,
one.
It's erotic dance.
They have that at the University of Utah?
Yeah. Really, we just dance around naked.
Pole dancing?
We just rub up against each other, smell each other's armpits, and say it's performance art. But really, it's like it's a performed orgy. It's really what we're doing. I'm good at that.
And this other art thing I went to, the another language anatomy, that was very much... I thought about that because I saw that right within a week of your thing. And yours was all about the mind, and they do this every year, and theirs was about the body this year.
Right.
They do this thing where they link up with this really sophisticated computer, and they have people like sending in feeds from all over the world. And then they have like a mixer there that's like combining these feeds and stuff. They have these dancers there that were incredible. Like dancing in the modern... But also, like, just holding this pose, like, shattered leg, like, all... And just holding still, like, with her leg all...
Crazy.
And, I mean, it was incredibly beautiful, too. Anyway.
Sounds technical.
I thought about that because... like, the mime, and just... Whatever. I thought of that because it was, like, that week, your thing and that.
Yeah. Connections, interconnectedness. Yeah. Well, I have a dance background, but this piece, it's not so dancey. I mean, there's movement in it. And
movement in it, and I saw like another thing. See, it's like I keep like I did research. See, I'm interested in you. Like it showed the one clip where it shows when you first get into the room, and they like explore the room, like when there's nothing before they build it.
Right.
And I like the fast motion video of them building the set.
Yeah.
But like before they put anything, that just the empty room, and they're exploring and bumping into the
Yeah.
walls and all of this.
Yeah.
It's just this playful element in all.
Yeah. Yeah, we're big goofballs. You know, it's a lot of work, and we get really ridiculous.
And they just throw off some funny clips, like what was it? The guy that does the sound. It was some. God, I can't remember. I mean, with the beer and everything. Some just the random word stud or something, and he's like, I got your stud right over here.
Oh yeah, that was during yarn.
The yarn.
Yeah.
Oh God.
With our tech guy.
See, I want to follow this kind of logically, because the way it works up, I think that's important. The way it works up, and oh my God, the experience. I mean, even for me being kind of antisocial, it was like, wow.
That's really good to hear, because I'm interested. It's interesting for me to hear how the work affects somebody
Really
who
meant a
has
lot, because you don't often have, art.
has a social.
I talk about that when I write
Difference.
about art. So art is this sterilized thing. You go and look at the art. You don't get too close.
Right.
I like to get like really close up.
Right.
And of course you want to touch the art, but that's forbidden. Some places you can't photograph the art.
Don't touch the art.
Yeah.